I served a lot of different positions. I served as the South Green representative my freshman year. I believe my sophomore year, I served as the Black Caucus Commissioner. And then my junior year, I had the honor and privilege of serving as Student Senate President. And then my senior year, I was just one of those hang around student senators and just help give advice and talk to folks. I think one of the biggest things that impacted the Bobcat community was what you all currently have, the micro fridges in each residence hall. That was something that we didn't have in the 90s, and it was a kind of a new concept. And during that time, that Senate year, we were able to do the research and kind of write up different bills to talk about, what would it be like to have micro fridges? Is that something that student needed because it was a health code, because everyone had a hot plate underneath their bed. So we didn't want to burn down any of the residence halls. So those are one of the things we talked about. And for that, just having that ground foundation of it was able to build up for you all to have micro fridges today. So hindsight 2020, looking back, that was one of the best things we did as a student government during that time. The ideal of having lawyers for the housing, for off-campus housing, was something that we were very strong about during that time frame. So for now, it's almost a natural thing. Of course, you have a lawyer for off-campus housing to watch those, what we're going to call slumlords, treat our students correctly and treat them right, that they're living in a safe environment, so we don't have any major catastrophes on campus, and they have a place to go if something does happen. So those are two big things I think really proud of during the 90s of the student government. It's the reason I am a Bobcat today. It's the reason being involved and actively involved in the wide variety of things at Ohio University. It made me stay at Ohio University for way past the time I should have graduated. But I truly enjoyed being a Bobcat. Once again, I got to meet so many variety of friends and people. I had the opportunity to sit and have conversations with President Ping, President Glidden during those days. So those are just reasons that gave me more love for being a Bobcat, able to relate and talk to a variety of alumni. It just really showed their passion, how much they cared about OU, and it's just an infectious thing. And when you're able to see that you made a difference in your peers' lives, it just wanted me to become more and more involved in being part of OU. It's the reason I'm continue to stay connected as an alum, the reason I continue to be part of different alumni committees, and the reason that I come back and forth to OU at least once a year, if not twice a year. I think it was the fact that I was elected to my position even as a freshman, and even being elected to my position as the president. Just being able to go out and campaign and meet so many different Bobcats, and it gave me a quote unquote excuse to say hello to some strangers and introduce myself. And I learned so many things about the Greek community, so many things about the LGBT community, the international community. So I was just able to do all those type of activities. It gave me opportunities to interact with athletes, interact with the band. So once again, I think that's the greatest part about my memory about Ohio University is I was able to really go everywhere in the university as well as outside. I think about I had the opportunity to talk and meet with the mayor of Athens on a regular basis, the police chief of Athens. So how did the town gown concerns happen? And so it was just a great way for me to kind of learn a lot about the real world and what I like to call Never Never Land. I think more people should get involved with Student Senate because it's a great training ground for folks to be leaders and have opportunity to give back to the community they're living in. Student Senate has a lot of power and a lot of pressure they could put on the university and the community because you're the voice of students. As we are approaching this new political season, this is a great way to learn what's going on and how this really affects everything you do. One of the reasons I'm actively involved in politics locally is because I understood being a part of Student Senate, I had a voice within the community I lived in. And that training was just helpful for me to have a better understanding of the broader picture. So once again, if you really want to be a true Bobcat and a true Ohio University alum, the best way to do that is get involved in Student Senate. Even if you're not elected to a position, go to the meetings, hear what's going on, sit in on the town hall groups, talk to your local senator to give your opinion and impression. One of the best ways to even give back to student government is to simply do this. raise your hand and volunteer. And once again, the networking you make, it's just not about you and your career, but it's also about leaving a legacy and leaving your paw print on the brick. I just miss being 18 to 25 years old. I miss the camaraderie of friends. I miss the opportunity that I live, work, and play with not just friends, but family. And really, for me being on Student Senate, I stood and connected with a lot of my former senators, my executive boards. We even years later we continue to talk. So I miss those relationships I was able to build. Those are the people that helped shape my viewpoint of life. Some I agreed with and some I didn't, but yet we're still good friends and colleagues and people we count on. This is all about how do Bobcats support Bobcats, and Student Senate is just one of those areas that I really miss that ideal. So